Noswitha, good evening. An urgent appeal for specialist help caring for coronavirus patients has been made by the Health Board running Wales's largest hospital. Cardiff and Vale Health Board put out a plea for assistance at the critical care department at the University Hospital of Wales yesterday. Today, it said it was still extremely busy, but the situation had improved. It comes as new figures show a further 70 people in Wales have died with coronavirus. Nick Pallett reports.
The University Hospital in Cardiff is Wales's largest, and for a time yesterday, Cardiff and Vale University Health Board, which runs the hospital, described the staffing situation as challenging. Welsh Government figures show the board ran out of intensive care beds on the 20th of December, and the following day, First Minister Mark Drakeford admitted NHS staff were stretched to the limit. Last night at 9:15 came an indication of just how stretched they were when they posted this tweet on the social media site Twitter calling for help. It said our critical care department is urgently looking for assistance from medical students or other staff groups who have previously supported with proning patients. Proning involves turning patients onto their front to increase the oxygen supply to their lungs. But before lunchtime today, the tweet was withdrawn, with Cardiff and Vale UHB saying the position had improved within the last 24 hours. In a statement, they said their critical care unit remains extremely busy due to COVID-19 and winter pressures, but they said the unit remained open and they thanked everyone who'd contacted them with offers of support. The latest figures from Public Health Wales show the virus certainly isn't slowing over the holiday period. A further 70 people have died of COVID-19 in Wales, taking the total number of deaths here to 3,368. There were 4,142 new cases, taking the total number of positive tests in Wales to close to 140,000 since the pandemic began. And PHW is warning the figures could be higher in reality, as they do not include Christmas Day. Merthyr Tydfil currently has the highest case rate in Wales at 1,089 per 100,000 people. That's closely followed by Bridgend and Blaenau Gwent.
The number of people that are presenting with symptoms of COVID that not only require hospital admission but are so seriously ill that they require intensive care, and that's our more than 50% of our bed occupancy in intensive care is now due to COVID patients, is very worrying.
On what would normally be busy shopping streets thronged with post-Christmas bargain hunters, there's an eerie silence today. With the lockdown in full force, it's hoped the stay-at-home message will help bring down the rate of infection and take a little pressure off our struggling NHS.
Gusts of more than 80 miles per hour have been recorded as Storm Bella caused disruption across Wales overnight and into this morning. Western Power say 1,200 properties were left without power in South and West Wales at one point, with power cuts in North and Mid Wales as well. Yellow weather warnings of snow and ice are in place for parts of the country tonight and tomorrow. People living in an area blighted by a strong smell from landfill say it became unbearable during lockdown. Residents living near the Hafod quarry in Wrexham say the smell has ruined their quality of life, and a fire at the site in May made the smell even worse. The owners of the landfill site, Enervert, have apologised and say work has been carried out to cut down on unpleasant smells and reduce the risk of further fires. More work is due to be carried out in the spring. The Welsh Grand National meeting at Chepstow, which was due to take place this afternoon, was called off because of a waterlogged course. Organisers say Storm Bella left a small section of the course impassable after 27 millimetres of rain fell overnight. This is the fifth time in a decade that the race, which is the biggest in the Welsh calendar, has been postponed. It's been rescheduled for Saturday, the 9th of January.
It's what we call in the race course, it's patchy ground, where if a horse jumps a fence and lands on it, it would go in so deeply it's potentially dangerous, which of course is never going to happen, and we're not going to allow happen. The safety of the jockeys and the horses is paramount.
Rugby and the Scarlets claimed the spoils in the Boxing Day West Wales derby with a 16-14 win over the Ospreys. A late try from Angus O'Brien sealed the victory at Parc y Scarlets. Meanwhile, the Cardiff Blues avoided a first Pro 14 loss to the Dragons since 2014 as they fought back to overcome their local rivals by 13 points to 12. A look at the weather forecast now, and there'll be clear spells and a few wintry showers this evening. More prolonged rain and snow is expected in places overnight in some central and eastern areas, continuing tomorrow morning. These should move away to leave some sunshine, but wintry showers are possible across exposed western areas. Chilly and breezy, top temperature 6 Celsius. And that's Wales Today. We'll be back with our late update at around 10:20. For now, though, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.